Sat here wondering when Team Sky and British Cycling turned into US Postal, really. I'm just reading through this article on the Telegraph here. It's a little story. You see that? Where are we? UK Sport threatens to withdraw funding over missing medical records scandal. And it goes on and makes quite a few points, and so, some of which are, are pretty damning. But ultimately, this is the problem that I have with all this is that, according to WADA and the UCI, neither Wiggins or Sky have done anything wrong. And you look at this article. Where are we? It goes on and on and on and on and on, and they've even gone as so far as, where are we? They've got all of that. They've got a little map here where they claim that Cope was going. Cope said yesterday he couldn't really remember. There were some conflicting expenses that were in there. The whole trip cost £600, whereas Flumasil could have been bought for €80 at a French pharmacy, which is a great point. But it was also stated by UK Anti-Doping that the reason why Dr. Richard Freeman wanted it from Manchester was because of the dosage levels, and he wasn't sure if he could get it in France because they got it from Switzerland and I think he said Germany or somewhere like that. But they don't put that in the article, do they? It's all kind of circumstantial stuff. There is, where are we? There is something about Kenalog in here, if I can find that, which I found before. The original allegation was that a corticosteroid tramisolone was in the package. Its use is only permitted with the doctor's therapeutic use exemption, which Wiggins had, but not for the date in question. SAPSA said there was invoices for Kenalog, a brand name for triamcinolone, but none for Flumasil. Yeah, that is quite damning. But did Brad take it? It says here as well, Dr. Freeman is off with stress. That's why he couldn't attend. Maybe because his reputation is in tatters. I don't know. I just think the media, it's all over the press today. They are portraying British Cycling and Sky to be sort of Britain's version of US Postal. One of the most prolific doping programmes in the history of the sport, which I really don't think it is. I think it's all a bit overkill, and they're a bit afraid not to be overkill, because if they make nothing of it and it comes out that Brad was taking steroids when he wasn't meant to be, that's really bad. But what are the chances of that? He won the Dauphiné and he won the Tour de France. He was tested. He spent a lot of time in yellow. He was tested all those times. There's tests for the drugs, even though the drugs are hard to pick up, and he never failed. And I think this is the whole thing. It's like the old Lance Armstrong carry-on. That the reason why the public believed Armstrong is he'd never failed a test. Brad hasn't failed a test. So really, it seems to me that the media are just kind of ramming it down our throats. I don't really think the public give a shit. Brad was on the jump. Awesome. So they'll think that they won't be bothered about, will they know what these drugs are, what they do? Will they even know what a TUE is? Probably not. Do they care? Probably not. They probably never heard of the Dauphiné. So, I don't know, I just think the government should really be or the MPs should be waiting for the outcome of the UK anti-doping report and then questioning these people. Because I watched them yesterday, and there was just question after question being repeated. Why did you take this package? Blah de blah. In cycling, they take stuff around all the time. It's not that hard. These things were 5 years ago, and they wonder why there's inconsistencies in the stories. Can you remember what you posted, in the mail 5 years ago? Well, I can't. I can't remember what journeys I made. I can't remember what I had for tea last week. So to think that 5 years ago, they're asking for these specifics. And we know British cycling elapsed with the records. There was that carry on with all the cycling kit, being strewn all over eBay and whatnot. And that highlighted how useless they were. And because Team Sky and British Cycling, at the time, I don't know if it's for sure now, but at the time they were, pretty much hand in hand. They had the same kind of managers and whatnot. So, is it a surprise that Team Skies are either? It's a new team. It's where it was back then, and it's kind of hard, I suppose, to get your head around all of that when you concentrate on other things on the road. But the annoying thing is, there's no, as it stands, according to WADA and the UCI, there's been no anti-doping violations. There was just a tip-off to UK anti-doping that there was Kenalog going over to Brad, to Freeman, over to Brad for use after the Dauphiny. And that was it. So all this investigation has come to that. It's opened a real can of worms, I suppose. Just a bit of a nightmare. What do I think? Well, I don't think anyone knows, really. You watch the MP's questions and you don't really glean anything from them. I don't think. We never really learnt anything yesterday. What we learned was that they were shite at record keeping. We knew that. We learned that Brad said the stuff was Flumicil. He said that to UK anti-doping. We learned that Simon Cope didn't really know his whereabouts and what he was doing. So, don't get me wrong, it's all a bit sketchy, but is this the the big story that it is? Team Sky and British Cycling don't keep records. Dr. Freeman's laptop got stolen. Did he report it to the police? When he reported it to British Cycling, that had all his Brad's medical records. Bit convenient, isn't it, really? But it was reported allegedly back in 2014 when it was stolen, which would possibly tie in with everything. He was meant to be uploading Brad's records up to a Dropbox, which he never did. Why is that? I imagine that's a stressful answer for him. No wonder he didn't want to go. Yeah, it's just a massive mess, really. People are calling for Brailsford to resign. I'm not really sure if that's necessary yet. Yeah. What do you think? Put your comments down below. It's a big fuck up. It really is. But should we need evidence, or should we wait for the outcome of the report, or should we just roast Team Sky now? Should we take Brad's knighthood off him? When there is no evidence, really. It seems that everyone's been trying to jump on Sky since the date of its conception, because they've come out saying, "Oh, we're going to be clean, we're going to do this, we're going to do that." Everyone's been trying to, everyone's been waiting for them to fail. This is the first big failure, which, they allegedly still haven't broken any rules, but everyone's smashing them for it. It'll be interesting to see what comes out when Dr. Freeman sends his written answers in. And if he gets called up to the MP's questions, be very interested to see what he says. I suppose that may be the resolution of it. But yeah, It's all to come. Leave your comments down below.